Hello, my dear students. Welcome to this new semester. And obviously, I'm waiting that you start with the good food in this case. And obviously, we start with this. Remember that the last week we started, maybe we have 2 days working because we were obviously starting this. And obviously, you have a first worksheet that you have to complete. And obviously, we are going to check some of this, okay? In this first worksheet, number one that you have, you completed and obviously you sent this kind of worksheet and obviously you completed the first part of the unit number 7 of the student book, okay? And also you have the previous activities related with reading and some part of the listening section that you have. And obviously you were working in these 2 pages. Here you have the information about the 2 pages that you have to work in your student book and in your workbook. In this case, you have the objectives that you have about this and about the first part of the activity, and obviously working on page 72. And also you have the links for the listening section that you have to access, and obviously to complete in the student book to complete those options that you have in this. For those students that don't have the book, it's not a problem because here in the same document, you can complete the information, or in the case of those students that have the book, it's not any kind of problem. You can complete here also or paste your evidences according to this, okay? Those were the 2 pages that you were working for this. According to this thing, we are going to have exactly right now, we are going to show exactly about the Achievers book that you have working in this. The unit 7 says you've got a friend, okay? What is the objective of this? In this case, we are going to focus the present perfect. We are going to review ever and never. We are going to work in some WH questions using for and since and some of the verbs in past participle form. Also, we have the vocabulary. We are going to describe people. And obviously, we are going to write and we are going to have an interaction about some kinds of the apologize that we have on this. In the first part that you have, we have the information related to these famous people, Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Robert Grint. Okay, you know them. Did you remember which was the famous series or the series of the movies that they were filming? You remember? Take a minute and think about it. Okay, perfect. Okay, those were the first ones that we have in this. And what were related about this? And obviously pay attention to this. Here you have the information in your student book and what that was the activity that you have to complete. For example, in the first one, the number 2, the number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Perfect. They were working into the Harry Potter series, and obviously they have the characters, or they have been working as the characters of these kind of famous films that we have the pleasure to see. Those about about these actors, okay? So you can check the information and correct the errors in your homework. The next part that we have about this is about the reading activity. We are going to read information. It's not a necessity to have a prior knowledge about this. And what is that you were reading about? You have the audio. I include the audio in the worksheet number 1 of the second semester, but now we're going to read again. Attention. The secrets of the stars. Listen and follow the reading, okay?
The Secrets of the Stars. You've seen the friends Harry, Hermione and Ron in the Harry Potter films. But did you know the actors Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson and Rupert Grint are friends in real life? The films took 9 years to make, so they spent their teenage years together. Daniel was born in London in 1989 and is an only child. He acted in a TV series when he was 10. When the film director Chris Columbus saw him, he thought, "This is Harry Potter." Daniel got good exam results too. What else has he done? He's appeared in The Simpsons, and he's acted in the theatre and in lots of films. He loves reading and also enjoys writing stories and poetry. Emma was born in Paris in 1990 and has British, French and Turkish origins. She's got one brother. The family moved to England when she was 5, and in 2000 Emma started acting in the Harry Potter films. She can speak fluent French, and she has studied English literature at university in the USA and in the UK. Emma is very good at scuba diving, and she loves hockey and tennis. Rupert is the oldest by 1 year. He was born near London and has got 4 brothers and sisters. When Rupert sent a video of himself to Chris Columbus, he got the part of Ron. He wasn't a great student, but he's good at art. Rupert has acted in lots of films and has appeared in a music video. He adores football and supports Tottenham Hotspur. He has bought a quad bike, a go-kart and a Mini Cooper. One more fact. He hates spiders, just like his character Ron.
Okay, that is information that we have about the secrets of the stars in these kinds of group of films that they were filming about. According to this information, we have the activity number 3. Here you have in your student book, you have to write about the actors. Okay, now I am going to show a step-by-step that you have in the book. Okay, attention. We have the first one. We have Daniel Radcliffe. The information is here. Here in this section, you have the information. You have to look for the information for Daniel Radcliffe. That is in the first part of the reading. And according to the information for Daniel Radcliffe, you are going to complete information about whom? About Daniel. Pay attention to the first answer. Place of birth. Numbers of brothers and sisters. What about the interest? What about the achievement, what he got? Okay, and that was the first part of the information that you have about this person. Please check your answers. Now you can compare the activity that you worked and now you can compare with this one. Attention to the part number 2. What happened with Emma Watson? You read information and you continue in the second part of the reading, you continue with Emma Watson. Okay, Emma Watson here in the second paragraph. Year of birth. Place of birth. Numbers of brothers and sisters. Interest. Achievements. And you have the information about Emma Watson. Okay? Compare, check your answers. Part number 3. Rupert Grint. Okay, we go to the story in the passage and you go to the section for Rupert. That is the last paragraph that you have here, okay? And you are going to complete information for this person, okay? Year of birth, place of birth, number of brothers and sisters, the interest that you have about this person, and the achievements that you have about this one. Again, you can check and compare and make the corrections for the activities, okay? This is the part number 3 that you have about that. In the part number 4, what did you have to do in this case? You have to read again the article. It's reading, and you have to read all the article. And with information from the article or the passage, you are going to read and correct the facts. You are going to correct the sentences. If the sentence is incorrect, you are going to say it incorrect and you are going to give the correct answer. Pay attention to the number 1, correction number 1. Okay. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Remember, the sentence maybe is incorrect, and the only thing that you have to do is to correct the sentences using the information that you have here in the passage, okay? Correct your errors. Later, we have the difference between the word act or play. What is the word? Maybe some people sometimes get confused with the meaning of these words. An actor acts in a film, and the actor plays a character. Acts is the activity, the action of filming in this. And plays as the character is to play the role of the person. That is the difference between act or play. That is the little difference that we have in this, okay? So according to this, we have the next part of this, and here we have some little exercises that you have to complete about the differences, okay? In the number one says, do you know who Draco Malfoy in the Harry Potter films? What is the correct answer? Act or play? Remember, act when you're filming, plays when you have the character. You see a play, the activity in the theater. According to the number one, we have plays because it's the role that he had in the film. Number two, my sister in a TV series when she was 6. In a TV series, okay? What is play or act? Acted because he had or he was inserted in that. And why acted ed? Because you are talking that was 6 at past form. Number 3, Hamlet is by William Shakespeare. Act or play? In this case, we have the form play. Hamlet is a play. It's not a role. It's not filming. It's talking about like the event, the complete form that says by William Shakespeare. That is the form that we have about the vocabulary of this section. We continue with the next part and we talk about listening. This audio was included, the link of this audio was included in the worksheet. And obviously you have to listen and you are going to identify activity number 6 of the student book. Here in this section, you have some items that you have to list. And here you have a better view for this and you are going to listen about that. Pay attention, okay?
Let's look at the answers to this week's quiz, fact or fiction. Now, I love the Harry Potter films, but what do you know about the stars? Daniel has never eaten fish. That's fiction. It's actually his favourite food. He's climbed Mount Everest. Well, he's a fit and healthy young man, but that's fiction. And Daniel's learned magic tricks from a professional illusionist. What do you think? That's a fact. He loves magic tricks. Now let's turn to Emma Watson. Emma has fallen off an elephant. Fact or fiction? I'm afraid that's fiction. Emma has never drunk tea or coffee. That's true. She doesn't like them. And Emma has brought out her own fashion range. Well, that's a fact. So what about Rupert? Rupert has played the guitar, the banjo and the didgeridoo. That's a fact. He loves music. He's bought an ice cream van. What do you think? It's a fact. He's dyed his hair red. That's fiction. Rupert's hair is naturally red. So, how many did you get right?
Okay, in this section, we are going to have the reading, and we are going to divide, or we are going to say if it's a fact or it's a fiction. Remember, what is a fact? Think when you have proofs, when it's real, when you have all the evidences to prove that. And what is fiction? Unreal, that is the opposite about this, okay? And obviously, after reading this, we have the first form that we are going to find about this. What happened with Daniel Radcliffe? Attention to the answers, okay? Number 1. Okay. Number 2. Number 3. What happened with Emma Watson? 1, 2, and 3. What happened with Rupert Grint? 1, 2, and 3, okay? According to the audio, you have some of the forms that you can identify it was a fiction or it was a fact, okay? Check again your answers. After this, here we have been finishing the first part about the reading activity. We were introducing the topic to this. In this case, now we go to the first part about this, the vocabulary. In your student book, you have this form, this presentation. Read and listen about very incomplete information. Here you have the little passage, and in red, bolded red, you have the most important vocabulary, okay? And you are going to write about the skills. What are the skills? The abilities, the interest, the information that you like. And also now we are going to present in this part, okay? You remember, now you are going to listen, you follow the reading in the student book, and you complete that information, okay? Pay attention.
About Me by Valerie. I've got lots of interests. I love going to the cinema and I'm into science fiction films. I'm keen on sport. I like dancing. I go with my friend Monica. We really enjoy salsa dancing. I'm quite good at football and I support Everton. But I'm not good at swimming. And I hate athletics. I'm terrible at drawing, but I'm interested in photography. I like taking photos of my pets on my digital camera. I forgot to say, I'm really fond of animals. I've got a dog and 3 snakes. I'm not very keen on reading. I adore listening to pop music. And I'm a fan of Adele and Lady Gaga. I don't mind hip-hop, but I can't stand heavy metal. My brother's the complete opposite. He's crazy about Black Sabbath.
Okay. Remember that here in this form, in the worksheet, you are going to find this part of the presentation. We have the first expressions. She loves, she likes. Those are positive form to say that I prefer. She loves or she likes. Loves higher, likes in the minimum. The opposite, she doesn't like or he doesn't like, or she hates, doesn't like in the first level and hate in a big proportion. She's good at or she's bad at, okay? That is talking about it specifically about the skills, okay? Pay attention to these ranges that you have to use according to the necessities that we have to follow on this, okay? We are going to read again in this case, and obviously we are going to show the first forms that we have in this. Attention, okay? Look in this case, right? So you have all the information about these people according to the story, okay? What she loves, what she likes, what she doesn't like, what she hates, what she's good at or she's bad at, okay? Those are the expressions that you have in this, okay? So you can compare your answers according to the activity, okay? We continue with the next step on this, okay? And obviously here we have some faces, okay? I need that you pay attention to the faces. In the first part of the faces that you have here, you say love. Look at the happy faces. Look at the next one. It's okay, okay? Love. What do you consider is the second one? Okay? Maybe it's that I like in this case. Okay? The next one says that look at the face, not good at. And in the other one, what would probably be the next one? According to this information, I need that you pay attention and you have all the words listed in the box, okay? And you have some of them. Attention, please. Okay, so here you have love. What are the synonyms? Fond of, adore, a fan of, and crazy about. Those are synonyms for this. Pay attention. Those are synonyms, similar words. I said I love, I'm fond of, I adore, I'm a fan of, I'm crazy about something. In the next part, you are going to find the happy face in this. I'm into, I'm keen on, I like, I enjoy, I'm quite good at, I support, I'm interested in, I don't mind, because it's demonstrating your preference about something. Okay, those are similar words to do this. Okay. In the next part, we are going to say that I'm not good at, I don't have the ability to do something. In this case, you said, in this case, what you are saying, I'm not very keen on science. I'm not very keen on mathematics, for example. The other one that is like similar, but in a rate form, you say the next one. I hate mathematics. I'm terrible at chemistry. I can't stand English, for example, if you want about this, okay? Those are some of the forms, some of the similar words that you are going to use to express different kind of emotions about that, okay? Take the capture and correct the errors of the activity that you have been working before. This is for the week number 1. Now we continue and we finish this part, okay? And obviously you have some information about your interest, okay? And also you are going to find this information about you, that you could find some answers about this. Here you are going to form, you are going to work in your own answers, are personal answers for you, that you are going to work according to your necessities. For example, my examples, only examples. Dila, okay? They said, I am not bad in English, in arts. Okay, for example, in arts. I am talking about this, okay? That is my part. Other example, I am terrible. I'm terrible in sports, for example, okay? Those are my examples. I am writing about me, okay? Also, I am going to write, I said, I adore language, okay? And you can talk about subjects, sports, abilities, anything that you can find about it, okay? And you have to write about you using expressions. Attention, it could be affirmative or it could be negative, depending on your necessities. That is the part number 1 that we have been working on this. That is the student book in this. In the workbook, you have to work in the first part of the reading. In the workbook, you have this information, you have to read that, and obviously you have to match the information according to this. Pay attention to the answers, okay? Look at the answers, correct your errors. You have to read the information and you have to correct the errors for that. Okay? We continue, that is the first part in this case. We continue with the next part, the number 2. In this section, you have all the reading. In this section, you have all the reading in another presentation, and you have to complete using the words that you have in the options given for this, okay? Pay attention to the answers. Okay. Are you ready? You corrected the errors. We continue with the next part of the workbook, and here in the workbook again, you are going to use the same reading that you have in the workbook. And you are going to read again, and you have to complete the sentences about Chloe, Jack, Lucy, Javi, or nobody, according to this. Attention. Okay. That is the information related to this part of the activity. Correct your errors. Those are forms that you have to practice about this, okay? And obviously you are going to have an extra practice for the information. And you say, practice with C, a period of doing an activity in order to become good at it. That is to practice. For example, in this case, you practice a lot of sports, you practice a lot of signatures in this. Practice with S is a difference. Practice with C is the noun, okay? And the practice here with S is the verb. She practices hardly every day. That is the verb that you are going to do, the activity to do this, okay? The practice is the noun. I have my daily practice of yoga. This is the noun. I practice my exercises, my math exercises every day. That is the little difference that we have between C, practice with C, and practice with S, okay? Using that form, we have the two differences between practice or practices, okay? And obviously remember that you have in this case, okay? Practice with S when you have the verb and practice when it's the noun, okay? Correct your errors. Those were the forms that we have in this. We continue with the next part. We have the use of some prepositions, on, of, about, in, at, into. You have to read this information and you have to complete some of the options, okay? Matthew Lewis is an actor. He played in by a lot of born in the Harry Potter films. His on, keen on football and supports Leeds United. He's interested in computer games, especially football ones. He's also into music. He likes singing, but he's terrible at it. He is crazy about the band's voices. Matthew is fond of the number 11 because he was 11 when he started acting in the Harry Potter films. He has a tattoo of the number on his right arm. Pay attention, please. It's really important that we have to mention. It's really important that we have attention at the moment that we are going to working with keen on, interested in, he's also into, terrible at, crazy about, is fond of. Those are the forms of the prepositions and the words that we are using at the moment that we are describing some of this. Okay, those are some of the most important forms that we have on this. And obviously you have been working with that activity and we are sharing that. That is more or less that we have the sentences and obviously you are going to use that. Now we're going to rewrite. What is to rewrite? We're going to make a little transformation using the nouns. The idea is that they have the same meaning, not changing the meaning about that. Look at the first one. I really hate. This is the expression, really hate. What is the synonym for really hate that you can't? You go to the before exercise and what is the expression? Can't stand. Really hate is the word and I am going to use a similar word using can't. And what is that? I can't stand heavy metal music. We continue with the next. You are terrible at playing tennis. You are terrible at. You say aren't very. You say aren't very. What is the synonym word that I can use from the list? And you say aren't very good at tennis. Aren't very good at tennis. That is the form that you have using about that. Rock music is okay. It's okay. I am going to say the same and says, I don't. What is this expression that you are going to use to express that? And you said, I don't mind. You say, I don't mind rock music. I don't mind. It's neutral for you. Okay? We continue with the next one. They adore watching TV. Adore. I am going to use a similar and says really. In this case, you are going to use really love. Adore and love are synonyms. Okay? We continue with the last one and you said, I don't really like and says, I'm not very. What is the expression that you are going to use to do that? And you said, I'm not very keen on animals. You are expressing and you are comparing and you are contrasting information and you are using this, okay? So correct your answers. And remember, what expressions you are using? You are using expressions that you have in a word to do that. It's really important that you remember the list of the words that you have. Remember this list of the words that we have been working previously. Loves, likes, doesn't like, hates, she's good at, and she's bad at. It's really important that you know exactly how to manage it, okay? That was the first part that we were working on this. And obviously that was the worksheet number 1 that we had the previous week before the juntas de curso that we have on this. It was a prior knowledge, reading about films and reading about people. Okay, correct the errors, check the errors in the activity that you uploaded, and remember, upload on time, upload in a PDF format, not Word, because it's unnecessary to do that, because it's impossible to check. Recuerde subir sus asignaciones a tiempo. Se entregan los lunes a primera hora para que usted tenga de lunes a viernes para trabajarlo. Tiene los videos, ¿verdad? De las correcciones para que usted haga las correcciones necesarias. Por favor, lea los comentarios de las asignaciones porque muchas veces hay errores que usted puede corregir y que puede mejorar su calificación. No se atrasen las asignaciones, no se deje acumular. Son enviadas el lunes para que usted a más tardar el día sábado las envíe en formato PDF. No me envíe en formato de Word porque usted sabe que no puedo descargar formatos de Word, solo se descargan formatos de PDF. ¿Cómo hago un PDF? Usted tiene su archivo de Word donde trabaja normalmente, lo guarda como un archivo normalmente, usted sigue trabajando, cuando ya lo tenga listo pone guardar como y abajito de donde pone el nombre le dice guardar como, en vez de guardar como formato de Word, cámbielo a PDF format. No hay necesidad de hacer varias cosas a la vez porque eso usted lo tiene en su sistema de Office. Guardar como, el nombre del archivo y PDF. Si de pronto veo que hay muchos estudiantes van a Google y utilizan navegador con algunas herramientas para hacerlos en línea, también es permitido. Con tal de que usted me envíe un formato de PDF para poder trabajar. ¿Ok? Eso es en cuanto a lo que nos corresponde. Recuerden, manténganse en casa. Pronto nos veremos. Esto es importante que trabaje con sus padres. El control de los padres es importantísimo. Y siempre, por favor, cuente conmigo. Escríbame por el chat de Edmodo. El chat de Edmodo es la manera más eficiente de que yo conteste a sus inquietudes. Eso sí, no cometa el error de mandarme deberes por el chat de Edmodo. No. ¿Cómo debe de mandar la tarea? Recuerde lo que hemos hablado durante todo el trimestre. Cuando tiene la tarea lista, la transformó en PDF, vaya a la asignación que le corresponde a la semana y súbala dentro de la asignación. Eso es importantísimo. Para terminar, hay estudiantes que les voy a dar la oportunidad única y exclusivamente, ¿verdad? Solo por esta vez, de subir algunas tareas y eso porque han pasado la respectiva justificación. Si usted está dentro de ese grupo que le faltan tareas del segundo parcial, ¿verdad? o el examen quimestral, el proyecto, y tiene la respectiva justificación enviada a rectorado, yo no tengo ningún inconveniente, ¿verdad?, en poderle revisar por esta exclusiva vez. ¿Sí? Pero tiene que notificarme y solicitármelo a través del chat de Edmodo. Las notas ya están subidas, las notas ya están corregidas y obviamente pues cada uno de ustedes a través de sus tutores puede conocer a más detalle de las notas generales. Nos vemos en una próxima oportunidad. Por favor, cuídense mucho. Los quiero mucho. Bye.